Okay, again, just to demonstrate this real quick, so I got a brush full here. I may kind of lay it out a couple little spots here, and then the back side of the brush I have a lot of material. So I've laid out these 3 spots. I'm just going to brush them all together now. So as your brush empties, then you hit another pile, and that's kind of a way to begin with spreading it, but it also allows me with a good amount of material to go through it a couple of times. Now, if we were doing an interior floor, which Waterlox has the interior finish, you can apply it the same way. It's just the principle here is long strokes, and if you have starts and stops, you want to think airplane. What I mean is, you get a stop, you need to take off like an airplane, and if you need to come down, you need to land like an airplane. Just gentle touching, not getting those starts and stops. That's going to leave a mark in the finish. With the sealer, pretty forgiving, but you can't do that. So we want to show this technique where I've gone through both of these boards. I've gone both directions twice. It'd be very difficult to have a skip. Now, if we don't do good technique and keep an organized procedure here, you could end up putting it heavier in some places and lighter in some, which would be a negative thing. So we normally would want to put a lot of light on it if it was inside, shine it at an angle, because you can't always see, especially if we were second coating this gloss. You wouldn't even be able to see where it's wet. So you need to be just very organized on each board. Make sure it's covered, even if you can't visually ensure it. So, and that's why I like to stand back with my brush. If I was on my knees, maybe I could see, but I don't think so. I think I can see it better from a standing position, and it's a very comfortable work position because I'm not over top of the Waterlox. So it is mineral spirit based, and I should be wearing a respirator if I'm any kind of exposure to solvent. Any of us should protect ourselves from breathing that, but we've got a nice back breeze. The wind is actually at my back, and this is a huge point. So I purposely started at the other end so I wasn't smelling all this solvent that's coming out. The solvent's rising and being blown away, but I don't want it blown toward me. It's being blown away from me. So I truly, even though the Waterlox has the tung oil has a very pungent aroma, I can smell the tung oil a bit. I do not feel that I'm breathing much solvent here. But we're always going to recommend, if somebody's solvent sensitive, anything like that. I mean, some people could get a little headache. And the irony is, this is just mineral spirits, so it's actually safer than the solvent that's in Kills, which is xylene, which shouldn't even be sold. I mean, why are we allowing xylene to be sold in Home Depot and Lowe's in that Kills, which is an inferior product? Bins, pigmented shellac, much safer, much more effective. But marketing does a lot to choose the products that go onto a surface. Marketing is a big influence. Pinterest, even these days, somebody sees a project and they say, I want that color or that product. But at the end of the day, every project has its best solution. In this case, it's Waterlox. I don't think there's a single contractor in this town that would have suggested this to her, because it's just not as, I guess, widely available. They're unfamiliar with it, but this is the best choice here. We can help you with all your projects, whether it's painting, wood finishing, staining, decks, log homes. We have experienced experts in all the products we feature at andreas.com. Today's feature, Waterlox tung oil, worth exploring for wood care of all sorts. Waterlox.com, andreas.com. I'm Doug Wilson, Andreas Paint.